Hi, this is a quick video about, I don't know, being a sucker and, just letting people fool you. That's the word. Letting people fool you. I was thinking about people on YouTube and me, and you know how if you don't, when you first listen to people, and then you don't know if they are telling the truth or not. But then after you listen to them a while and you backtrack what they're saying, then you find out that a lot of them are lying. And I guess they lied to trick you or whatever. I don't know. I don't know their reason, but people do lie. And I was thinking about how people are suckers behind liars, and thinking about an occasion one time. I think I was about 19. Yeah, 19. Almost 19. And I grew up in a church that was real strict. And my ex, we both grew up in the same church, but in our marriage in the end it was kind of bad and rough, but the beginning was good. So this particular time, he and some more people from the church and his sister, we all decided to go to the fair. And we stopped at one of these tents, freak shows or side shows. And this show was advertising a gorilla woman. And this might have been my first time at the fair. I'm thinking it is. It was rather. And we go in the show, and there's a woman, a white woman, wearing some kind of leopard outfit, revealing outfit, and she's behind a cage. And this white man, is on the microphone talking about how they captured this woman in Africa. And that should have been a clue right then. How you gonna capture a white woman in Africa? Okay. So she's standing there, and he's talking about she was a wild woman, and he asked the crowd not to make any sudden moves because she had the strength to break down the cage if she was mad enough. But they got these cages reinforced so she can't break them. So I'm standing there with my naive self just looking at the cage. I said, well, I hope she can't break them. I said, but she a woman. She can't break these cages. I mean, she was a nicely built woman, kind of petite. So some of the people in the crowd might have been working with this little show, because he asked people not to make any sudden moves, and all of a sudden these people started moving and stuff, and I didn't know anything about a strobe light, but he kept telling people, be still, don't make any sudden moves. And then these blue lights started flashing, and I guess they had amplifiers on the cage, or you could hear metal and you could hear rattling, and the cage started shaking, and looked like she was gonna turn the cage over, and noise and lights, and I'm looking. I forgot about everybody that was with me, and I said, this woman gonna break the cage down. So then all of a sudden you could see the woman's arms getting hairy, and then all of a sudden, it was a flash, and then it was a big gorilla in the cage. And I said, wow. That's all I could say was wow. And the next thing you know, the cage flung open, and the gorilla was coming out. Baby, you should have seen me breaking and running from the tent. And the tent didn't have a door. It had a flap. But honey, if I couldn't have found that flap, I would have made a new flap, because I was out of that tent lickety split. I bet I broke a record. And I was standing outside the tent, out there outside the tent, looking and wondering why nobody else was running out of the tent. And my ex and his sister and the people we came with, I said, they not running out. And I'm thinking that the gorilla woman done ate them up. And oh, probably after a minute or so, here come everybody coming out of the tent laughing. And my ex and his sister and the other people from the church, they were on the ground laughing at me because they knew it was fake, but I had never seen anything like that. I didn't know anything about how they could, flash and I don't know what they were doing, how they made the woman disappear, and I know how they did it now, but back then, oh, I tell you so. P.T. Barnum, with Barnum and Bailey circles, he has a famous saying. He said a sucker is born every minute. So for everybody that wake up, I guess it's two suckers that's gonna take their place. Cause I was a sucker that day, and so after I calmed down from that little episode, they paid for me to go back in the tent to look at it again so I could understand what went on. And then after I saw it again, I said, oh, I feel so foolish. But I said all that to say, once you figure it out, you don't be a sucker for people. And it's a lot of YouTubers that lie. And people who lie, I guess they can't help it. People lie. They have a reason for being liars, and I don't know, lie to get subscribers. I don't know what, and they were liars before they started a YouTube channel. So liars really frustrate me, and I have to remember that's what they do because I had a friend. She is the biggest liar I know, and her lies had frustrated me so. And I don't even know why well, she was my friend, but for a season. So this particular time, I had went out of town with them, and I said, "Ooh, I hate I came." I said, "Cause she just telling all these lies." But in my mind, I say, Lord, who is it in their family that starts all these lies? Because everybody in their family were liars. One of her sisters is a big time preacher. And in my mind, I thought she was the only one to tell the truth. And she admitted that day, she said she just thankful that God delivered her from lying. And she started telling all the lies she had been telling. And I said, oh, so she lies just like the rest of the family. So the next day was Christmas Day, and we were having dinner. And my friend, let's call her Annie Mae, okay? They from the country, so we'll call her Annie Mae. So Annie Mae's niece was about 7 or 8 months pregnant, and Annie Mae was saying, girl, I was pregnant one time, because Annie Mae doesn't have any children. So her niece say, oh, Annie, I didn't know you were pregnant. And she said, yeah, baby, I was pregnant when I was real young, and I didn't even know I was pregnant. And I lost the baby in the toilet. And when she said that, the niece grabbed her belly and started rubbing. You could see how stressed she looking stressed. So I got Annie Mae's attention, and I said it out loud. I'm the only person at the table. It's not family. And I say, Annie Mae, don't tell her no stories like that. She don't need to hear that. But Annie Mae said, well, it's the truth. It's the truth. I lost my baby in the toilet, and I flushed the baby down the toilet. But it was a boy. It was a boy. And I was really angry because she kept on telling this lie in front of the girl. And the girl was just really, she was sweating in. And I told her, I said, baby, go in the other room. You don't need to hear this. And she went on in the other room. She said, thank you, Mary. I don't want to hear that. And I said, Annie Mae, why would you tell that girl that? And she said, well, But it really happened. I said, well, how, if you flushed the baby down the toilet, how do you know it was a boy? I said, did you pick it up to see his little wee-wee? Well, no. The doctor did a blood test, and that's how he knew it was a boy. I said, girl, they don't do no blood test to tell you what the sex was of a baby that they don't even have. And her mother was sitting there, and she said, ooh, Annie Mae, um, don't you remember, Annie, don't you remember when I was pregnant with you, you were in my tubes, and it hurt me so bad. And don't you remember? And this girl, Annie, say, yeah, mama, I remember. And I sat there, and I said to myself, ooh, the mother is the one that tells these lies. And the kids, that's why they lie so much. I said, how in the world are you going to be, I mean, I do have a good memory, but how you going to be in your mother's tubes, your mother carrying you in her tubes, and you remember that you were a tuber baby? And how in the world can you be pregnant with a child, and it's in your tubes, and you actually know it, and you live, and the baby live, to tell, to, no. And I just say, oh, okay, I see why. The whole family lies. And nobody cuts them off and say, hey, enough, that's a lie. Nobody challenges. And I guess these people who tell all these lies on YouTube, but just a liar in general, if nobody challenges you, you're going to continue to lie. I could understand you could forget something, and 1 and 1 is not adding up to 2 all the time, and if you go back and ask the person what did they mean by that, and if they correct it and said, this is what I meant to say, okay, you could fix this, what you thought a person was lying about. But in a way, you could fix that. I flushed my baby down the toilet, my fetus down the toilet, and the doctors told me it was a boy. And I remember that I was a tuber baby. I was in the womb, and I remember it. No, we ain't finna buy that. But the lies. Oh, I could go on and on about the lies they told. But this girl and I, we did not end on a good note. She ended up, she needed me to write up a proposal for her little business so she could get some contracts. And I wrote the proposal up. I bought the fabric to do the job, a big drapery job, a big $10,000 job. And I bought the fabric with my own money. And when they got the contract for this small town, they got the contract, she comes and tells me, well, you know, we found somebody else to do the job, and they going to do it a whole lot cheaper. I say, but you used my name to get the contract, and I bought the fabric. Well, we just have to go with the cheapest bidder. I say, okay, but the city, I'm not going to say what city. I say, but they think I'm doing the job. That's why they awarded you the contract. And my name is on it. Well, that's just the way it goes. I said, okay. And in my mind, I hung up. No, before I hung up, I said, so you already have somebody to do the job, and you got the same kind of fabric. You got all that, the stuff I bought. Yeah, we found somebody else that bought the same fabric. And I told her, I said, you a damn lie. And I hung the phone up. And I thought about it. I said, well, I got to get my name off of this, because if she claims she got somebody else to do the work, and it's going to be done in my name, I'm liable. So I called the city. And I told them, I said, you know what? I want to retract my name from this bid. I don't want to have anything to do with it. So take my name off that bid. And she said, well, the contract was awarded to you. And I said, I don't want it. Don't even send the money to the people that were bidding, because I'm not going to do it. And this girl is supposed to be my friend. They lost that so-called contract and they didn't even get any money. But I'm glad she told me that's what they were planning on doing, because I would have been a sucker again. So when people lie, don't even fool with a liar. That's what I'm trying to say. Don't a liar. Nah, they are some dangerous people, very dangerous. And our president is a liar. He's dangerous. So that's what it is. And the people that voted for him, that endorsed him, they are suckers. And that's what this video is about, being a sucker. So don't be a sucker. Please don't. Wake up, and if you lie about one, you're going to lie about 2, 3, and 4, okay? Whatever you do, just wake up and don't endorse a liar. Bye.